Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. South African politics never disappoints when it comes to drama, tension, and the occasional dose of theatre. This time, former President Jacob Zuma has come out swinging against current President Cyril Ramaphosa, openly calling for his arrest. Yes, you heard right. Zuma is not just criticizing or questioning the president's leadership, he's demanding that Ramaphosa be put in handcuffs. And of course, this is all happening against the backdrop of an ANC that looks less like a ruling party and more like a family squabbling at a braai. Now let's unpack exactly what's going on, because the story is as layered as a wedding cake, and just as messy once you cut into it. At a recent public gathering, Jacob Zuma accused Cyril Ramaphosa of acting with impunity and ignoring constitutional principles. He told his supporters that the president should be arrested for the wrongs he has committed. He didn't give the specifics in his speech, but Zuma's allies have long pointed to the Phala Phala farm scandal and alleged misuse of state institutions as their smoking gun. For those who may need a refresher, the Phala Phala matter refers to a bizarre saga where large sums of foreign currency were stolen from Ramaphosa's private game farm in Limpopo. The money was hidden in a sofa, and when it disappeared, questions arose about why the president had that kind of cash lying around in the first place, whether it had been declared to the Reserve Bank, and whether any laws were broken in the handling of the theft. Ramaphosa has always maintained his innocence, insisting he has cooperated with investigations and that no evidence of criminal activity has been found. Still, Zuma's statement that the president must face the law is explosive, especially considering their history. Remember, Zuma himself left office in 2018 under immense pressure, accused of corruption, state capture, and abuse of power. Many would say he is the last person to be calling for someone else's arrest, but then again, politics has never been a game of consistency, it's a game of survival. And make no mistake, Zuma knows how to survive. For decades, he has positioned himself as a champion of the ordinary people, always casting his legal troubles as part of a conspiracy by the powerful to silence him. His call for Ramaphosa's arrest is not just a legal argument, it is a calculated political move. It's about painting himself as the voice of justice and accountability, while portraying Ramaphosa as a leader who thinks he is above the law. But let's be honest, this is also classic Zuma showmanship. He thrives on spectacle, and he knows exactly how to whip up a crowd. Picture it, the man who once faced corruption charges saying with a straight face that the sitting president should be arrested. You can't help but smirk at the irony. Of course, Ramaphosa's camp is not taking this line down. They've previously described similar attacks as politically motivated, saying Zuma is trying to destabilize the presidency. Ramaphosa himself has tried to stay above the mudslinging, presenting himself as a calm, reasonable leader, the kind of man who fixes problems rather than fuels them. But in the ANC, silence can be dangerous. If he says nothing, it looks like he's weak. If he responds, it looks like he's panicking. It's a delicate balancing act, and Zuma knows exactly how to exploit that. Political analysts are clear, this is not just about the law. It's about power, influence, and perception. Sandayo Ndlovu, a commentator on these matters, has said Zuma's attacks are political theatre designed to rally support and chip away at Ramaphosa's legitimacy. Think of it as a chess game where Zuma is not really aiming to take the king just yet, he's trying to destabilize the board so everyone starts questioning whether Ramaphosa even belongs there. And what about the ANC itself? Well, it's a house divided. Factions loyal to Zuma and factions behind Ramaphosa are pulling the party in opposite directions. Ahead of national elections, this internal war is not just embarrassing, it's dangerous. A party that cannot get its own house in order risks losing public trust. And if the ANC loses credibility, that opens the door wide for the opposition to make gains. Now let's add another layer. Zuma himself is still embroiled in legal battles of his own. The corruption trial related to the arms deal drags on, state capture allegations continue to hang over him, and the prison sentence he served in 2021 for defying the Constitutional Court remains a fresh memory. His supporters insist he is a victim of a witch hunt, while his critics argue he is simply trying to drag everyone else down with him. By calling for Ramaphosa's arrest, Zuma is both deflecting attention from his own troubles and ensuring he stays in the spotlight. So where does this leave South Africa? On the one hand, Zuma's words might amount to little more than rhetoric. On the other hand, they deepen the perception of a leadership crisis in the country. Every time these two titans clash, ordinary South Africans are left wondering, is anyone really focused on fixing load shedding, unemployment, crime, or service delivery? Or are our leaders too busy trying to settle scores? Humor aside, the bigger picture is worrying. When former presidents openly call for sitting presidents to be arrested, it signals a level of instability that investors, global partners, and citizens notice. It adds to the perception that South Africa is a country where politics is less about policy and more about personalities. But let's be honest here, South African politics has always been something of a soap opera. And if you were looking for calm waters, you're in the wrong place. With elections on the horizon, you can expect more fireworks, more accusations, and more desperate maneuvers from leaders trying to secure their positions. Zuma's latest outburst is not the end of the story, it's just the beginning of another chapter in the ongoing ANC drama. The question is, will this tactic actually work for Zuma? Can he rally enough support to weaken Ramaphosa, or will people see through the political theater? Ramaphosa may not be the most fiery or charismatic leader, but he has a reputation for being steady and cautious, and sometimes, that can outlast the noise. One thing is clear, the battle lines inside the ANC are hardening, and the outcome will shape South Africa's political future for years to come. So, what do you think? Is Jacob Zuma making a valid point about accountability, or is this just another attempt to stir chaos and distract from his own legal mess? And more importantly, do you think Ramaphosa has the strength to weather the storm, or will the ANC's divisions finally catch up with him? That's all for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your take on these issues. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.